Welcome back, everybody, to another video here on the Keva Corporation channel on YouTube. And today, we're going to be talking about the ECHL LAA hockey and going over the recent announcement that Lake Tahoe will be joining the league as the 29th member, set to begin playing the 2024-25 hockey season. And we're also going to take a look at the history from 2010 onwards for expansion. So, uh, it was announced during this week that 2007 Heisman Trophy winner and former NFL quarterback Tim Tebow, alongside Hodges Management Group CEO David Hodges, is in Zollier Sports and Entertainment. Now, a little bit of background. Zollier Sports and Entertainment is run by Andy Kaufman, the same man who also helps with running the Jacksonville Icemen, the, the Savannah Ghost Pirates, and recently has taken on a bit of a consult-ish role with the Atlanta Gladiators. So they're going to be joining as the 29th franchise as part of the Mountain Division. And so there's going to be one extra team to bring the Mountain Division up to a full 8. They have an arena ready to go, a 4,200 plus seat arena. They'll be playing at the Tahoe Blue Events Center, located in State Line, Nevada. So basically, the way they're going to resolve how to represent a literal lake is by playing in a city called State Line, Nevada, in Douglas County. They, alongside the Idaho Steelheads and the Utah Grizzlies, would be the furthest out west teams. And I say furthest out west, and technically speaking, Lake Tahoe is also a part of California. Seriously, Lake Tahoe is right there on the state line between Nevada and California. It's right there on the line. But what does this have to do with the ECHL over the past 13 years or so? Well, this is another step in expansion for the league, to try to get caught up to the number of teams there are in their older leagues, the AHL and the NHL. Oh, so we're gonna start talking about how the league from 2010 onwards to give you a general idea on how the expansion went on in addition to how the league has shifted all over the years. We started in 2010, and the Charlotte Checkers went through a phase er, they got where they would be moved up to pretty much yeah. So the Charlotte Checkers moved up to the AHL. Oh, so that happened, and then there's also the Johnstown Chiefs, the only original 5-team member, or that stayed in his original city, moved to Greenville, South Carolina, and things don't stop there. For the 2011 to 12 season, And the Chicago Express has joined, playing in Hoffman Estates, and the Colorado Eagles will pretty much joined at this point. And while yes, it is confirmed that as so many teams have gone, the Trenton Titans got approved for the 2011 to 12 season. And then we move on to 2012 to 13, which led to the startup of the San Francisco Bulls. The Orlando Solar Bears were approved to start for this season. They're playing in Amway, home of the NBA Orlando Magic. The Express left, but you can tell there have been expansion efforts. There's the Evansville Icemen came into existence is after stuff had gone on with them. The Fort Wayne Comets also joined around this time. I mean, there would still be more changes to come. Um, there were no expansion in 2013 to 14. The Titans ceased operations and the Bulls ceased after only playing 40 games. And so we go on to 2014 to 15. The Indy Fuel joined in, and and the Wranglers ended up leaving, but they already were going to be set up for a merger or featuring the Allen Americans, the Brampton Beast, the Missouri Mavericks, the Quad City Mallards, the Rapid City Rush, the Tulsa Oilers, and the Wichita Thunder. Or so there were a lot. So yeah, they have been expanding like crazy as of late. Bakersfield moved to Norfolk to become the Admirals. The Reign, because of a switch around, would become the Manchester Monarchs. Or the Stockton Thunder moved to Glen Falls to be Adirondack. At Greenville changed their name to the Swamp Rabbits. It's the Gwinnett Gladiators. There's changed to the Atlanta Gladiators. But they play in Duluth. We had Evansville suspend operations for a year, trying to look into relocation. This is the team that would 1 season later become the Jacksonville Icemen. Worcester Railers were added. It The Elmira Jackals ceased, and the Alaska Aces is ended up ceasing operations before the following season relocating to Portland, Maine to become the Mariners. Colorado Eagles moved up to the AHL starting the 18 and 19 season. I'm trying to burn through this as fast as possible, but you can see just how crazy the expansion has been for the league. The and then there's the Newfoundland Growlers. Whereas in the Quad City Mallards ended up ceasing operations. So yeah, a lot has been happening. Manchester Monarchs ceased operations after 4 seasons. And there were no new teams at this point. And of course, or that ended prematurely due to the pandemic. 20 to 21 was shortened due to the pandemic, and there was on because of uncertainty. And several teams opted out for the year. There, but you can see expansion was still coming back at 2021 to 22. All the teams that opted out before had returned. Brampton and Bees has ceased operations after originally opting out, and then the Iowa Heartlanders joined alongside Trois Rivières Lions. As in just last season, 22 to 23, saw the Savannah Ghost Pirates change. And so there was that. And now with the new addition of Lake Tahoe, it's pretty clear that they're still determined to get the league caught up with the AHL and NHL. What does this mean for the future? And who's possibly going to be next? Well, the ECHL has to look for markets without a sports team in either league, e- but that doesn't mean that they can try to go for them. But that said, putting a team near a literal lake is a bit of a questionable move. Of almost as questionable as having the New York teams play in New Jersey. I get it. There's parts of New Jersey that is part of the New York City metropolitan area, but it's still rather confusing when you think about it. It's kind of hard to see the logic. But where could the ECHL go next after this? Well, they're gearing up for the 23 to 24 season, which is going to remain at 28 teams. Teams coaching changes are going on, as always. Just last year, several ended up changing head coaches. As in affiliation changes are going on. I'm most likely going to be doing a video talking about the Icemen and their affiliation change set to come up next week, which I'll get into more details of then. And the city of Athens, Georgia has been making a push to get an ECHL team set up there. They have yet to be approved because they stated Lake Tahoe is member number 29. Alright, so if Athens does eventually join, they would be number 30. But that's if. The ECHL can still say no because of the proximity Athens has. As in, they already got the Georgia Bulldogs. It's playing at the arena under construction, which is soon to be set and ready to go. So it's really going to be an uphill battle to balance out the Bulldogs play and professional hockey play in that one arena. And the Bulldogs, I think, also have a basketball team too, so that's even more to balance out. So it's not a good idea on paper, but we'll just see what happens with that. Other places I think that the ECHL may look to expand to, there were mentions of New Mexico, possibly in talks. Not much has materialized about that. There's still other options too. Portland, Oregon could use a hockey team. They've been eyeing NHL for a while, but they can sell for an ECHL team if they need to. Other places, it can include the Sacramento area. They have an arena ready to go already. If where the Kings play, it'll be easy to balance because Orlando is a prime example of it. I do not see any more teams going to Florida. I do see some Canadian teams joining in. There's already talks about Newfoundland potentially relocating to make travel easier with their affiliates or something. Because where Newfoundland is located, it's been a bit of a mess. So they may be looking on that. Could possibly be Quebec City, or possibly somewhere in the Ontario area, like Hamilton or something. And I can also see them going into Saskatoon, if they're willing to go out of their way for that. And there's also the possibility that if Houston doesn't get an expansion team, even in the coming years, that they can end up with an ECHL team. And there may be another shot to do something about Arizona now that the Coyotes are in limbo. Oh, that arena in Glendale has now opened up for a prime opportunity to put an ECHL team there. But overall, time will tell what happens. Those are just a few candidates. Some of them are the same as NHL, but those are some candidates that come up as a result of this. But that's really all I have for you all. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you like what you see here, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to go check out the Twitch, is where I do live streams, aims with the help of a friend. Also, be sure to go check us out on Twitter for some random reason you may think of. Because I'm really running out of ideas on being creative here, but at least it's still better than nothing. And you can say more about the creativity of the platform than you can the creativity about the politicians. But anyways, until next time, travel safely.